I'm just hanging out in a 60s wiggle dress and matching costume jewelry. What are you up to?
I am living my best mob boy fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I am in ginormous hoops from Claire's, R.I.P. And
Is Claire's gone?
They're closing. They're going bankrupt. I'm super upset about it.
Wow, that's piping hot tea.
I know it.
I had no idea.
Invite me to all your parties.
I'm going to just adjust that live really quick. There we go. I just wanted a little more of me, you know what I mean?
I think that's fair. And more of the bear.
Yeah, totally. Did you know I got my ears pierced at Claire's when I was 21 years old?
21! First of all, I got my ears pierced at Claire. I got my ears pierced at the Piercing Pagoda.
Yeah.
Which was the kiosk outside of the Claire's because the Claire's was too pricey for my mom. Shouts to my mom.
They did piercing inside and outside?
No, there was a separate, it was their competition. So the Piercing Pagoda was a kiosk that would set up in competition right outside of all Claire's to be the competitor for the ear piercing.
I think I might have gone to Piercing Pagoda because that sounds really familiar.
Doesn't it sound familiar? You probably did. But it was right outside the Claire's.
You know what else sounds familiar?
What?
The rookie earlobe infections you get.
My God, it was so crusty.
You have to wear those, like, silver studs for a month.
Oh my God, I know. I loved just peeling the crust off, though. It's really satisfying.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but so did I.
I know you loved it. When I had my nose ring, but I had to keep taking it out because every time I got, like, cast in an opera, they're like, you can't have a nose ring for Mozart. And I was like, suck it, Trebek. So I would take out my nose ring, and everyone did the spacers.
Yeah, yeah.
And their facial piercings for opera. And I was like, those are gross. And they get infected, like, immediately because they were plastic and we didn't really know what that meant at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually lost my nose ring, you know, which was a real bummer. But there'd be so much pancake makake on it.
Ew.
That you were like, what am I saving this for? Like, who am I with? What's the point? You know what I mean? Anyway, so Claire's is closing. You went to the Piercing Pagoda / Claire's at 21?
Yeah. I mean, being trans is a real trip.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
It does seem to be a trip.
It does seem to be a trip.
Yeah.
The reports are still out. But
Scholars do not remain divided.
No. It is a...
Maybe blurry?
Maybe. That seems like an existential question. I feel blurry on the inside. You know what it is? These picture frames are not straight. That's the problem.
Is that the problem?
And neither are we. So.
Talk to me about your brooch.
Thank you. This was my great Aunt Mina's.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, yes. This was my great Aunt Mina's. And I did not get it together with the dress, which I'm wearing a nice little secretary wiggle dress. With like a sort of like nice, I don't know, I'd almost call it like cafe au lait kind of print.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Like
yes.
half and half in coffee.
I love
and then
that.
It also has some nice matching butterflies on it. So
I love that. I just bought this bodysuit.
It's lovely.
For Europe. I was like, how will everyone know I'm American? You know what I mean?
Animal print.
It's a bodysuit.
I'll never tell.
Just kidding, I will.
I'll talk about it all the time.
I will tell everyone.
Yeah.
Anyways. I love that. Do you like butterflies or is it just more?
Just the motif.
Yeah.
I just like a matching motif.
You do.
I'm not really tied to any one in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have to say that there's something nice about like metamorphosis. And the butterfly is actually like a pretty common trans motif as well for that reason.
Oh, that makes a fair amount of sense.
Yeah.
I was at a lesbian bar in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
You at a lesbian bar?
We don't know her. Just kidding. I love lesbian bars. Tell me where you go. And I was with my friend Priscilla. Shouts. Priscilla Blanco. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
We love you, Priscilla.
Amazing queer icon. Currently somewhere jet setting in England somewhere. You know, boosh.
Who's to say?
And who
Here,
is
there,
to say?
and everywhere.
And we popped into our favorite lesbian bar for a nightcap after some amazing Greek food. And we're sitting there, and this woman next to me is alone. And she's like an old retired lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we ride for our elders in this community because we have so few of them.
So blazer always.
Always.
Yeah.
And like the person, right?
Oh, I meant no, the pub, Blazer's pub. No.
Yeah, but there was a person and the dyke was named Blazer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
See, this works on levels.
Yeah.
I was saying like you're retired lesbian, but you wear a blazer all the time.
Oh no. She was a Fort Lauderdale dyke, so she was in shorts,
too hot
shorts,
for blazers. Yeah.
So anyways, we get in this whole conversation and she cultivates her backyard to attract butterflies.
Oh, that's nice. A nice pollinator garden.
Yeah, and it was just, and she showed us these videos and it was just like dozens and dozens. Anyways,
that's so
turns
nice.
out Priscilla, who is a concert pianist, took piano lessons from this woman's dead mother.
Wow.
Deep Miami, Cuban Miami. She was a classical musician. I was like, oh, Priscilla's a classical musician. We keep going. And Priscilla's family, like, even when they couldn't afford lessons, this woman would teach. I mean, she's the reason Priscilla is in the career. We're all crying at the bar. I'm crying at the bar. Everybody's crying. We just sit down.
Wow. What a connection.
And meet this woman. And you know me, I chat with a stick. So that was me. But it was this amazing moment of, like, you never know who you're going to meet at a bar. And I feel like we've lost that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still exists in the lesbian bar. It still exists in the gay bars where you can just, like, make these deep and meaningful connections across generations. It was beautiful.
Well, and now that Craigslist is down, where can you go to have that kind of experience online?
Craigslist is down?
Yeah, Craigslist is gone, girl.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
First Claire's.
Rip.
Now this.
Now this? What is happening?
What are we here to talk about?
Could you imagine well, before we get to that, could you imagine on the misconnections board, the post would be something like, you were in a blazer or your name was Blazer? That's how they all start.
Yes.
Something that sounds like a poem, but it's just bad memory.
I would love to just
I can't
post,
remember your name.
I would just love to post just like, you were getting a shrimp cocktail and a martini. Just kidding, that was me. I look great. That's it. That's my breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
I love a shrimp cocktail.
I was sick and had to run to the restroom.
I was very ill.
You offered me your handkerchief.
I was very ill from some bad scallops.
Yeah. We spilled coffee on each other. You were actually Meg Ryan. The year was 1994.
And you've got mail.
The film, What Women Want. Oh, what are we here?
That movie?
Well, Meg Ryan. I forget who else was in it.
What Women Want?
I just assumed.
Movie? That's a made-up movie, right?
No. What Women Want? That's a real movie.
I bet.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it's definitely a movie.
That it is not.
What?
I've never heard of that movie.
I'll take that bet. I need a new house.
New house!
I'm in the market, everyone. So. That was big, like, gotcha!
Yes, it was.
If Shrimp was watching, she would appreciate that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another person we write for on this show, Shrimp Cocktail.
Another regular. So we're here to talk about third dates. Not the first, not the third, but the...
Not the first, not the second, but the...
Yeah.
Cut in post.
I'm not well.
We'll cut it
not
post.
the first, not the second, but the third. The highly anticipated, the legendary, one might say the infamous. Because there are a lot of expectations with third dates.
There are a lot of expectations on third dates. So let's talk about how difficult it is to get to a third date.
That's number one.
Because people are trash.
Yeah, especially now.
You think so?
You been on the apps?
I think
It's not great.
apps for me, I never did the apps. So when I first moved to...
Never ever?
No.
Wow.
So when I first moved to Columbus, Ohio, OkCupid had a descop. They didn't have an app or anything.
Right.
And I signed on to that, and man, I had
For us MILFs, it remains a website.
I probably still have an account on there, but I told you about the worst date of my life was from that, Dora the Explorer. I had a joke about her early on. She, like, brought a backpack. We met at, like, what was it, like, it was, like, a Mongolian barbecue place in Easton.
She took you on an adventure.
It was non-consensually an adventure, but she had a backpack and she wouldn't let it go, and was like, we were in the buffet line, and I was like, you can leave your backpack at the table, like, you know, if there's duct tape and chloroform in there, don't worry, I'm a sure thing. And she was like, I don't have duct tape.
But
like,
she did have chloroform.
It was terrifying.
What have we learned today?
Yeah, she talked about her ex the whole time.
Yeah.
And then after, she texted me and was like, you remind me of Alice from the L Word. And I was like, not a compliment. Alice is a real bummer. So we never talked again. But I remember my roommate at the time, I was so down about dating. I went to the CVS. We didn't have, like, booze at the house or anything. And we got a 6-pack of Corona. And we each had, like, 2 that night. And that was, like, us getting lit.
Living out loud.
It was great. It was CVS parking lot Corona.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was the last time I was on the apps. The apps for me are really bad for my brain. Like,
well, they're bad for everyone's brain.
I can't do them.
Oh, girl, I've lost many a lonely, sleepless night to the apps.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not like, it's kind of like getting off the apps is like going to rehab. Like, it really, not to minimize, you know, the struggles of substance addiction, but, like, it really is difficult.
But
minimize.
but
But I'm going to continue with the metaphor. I just like you just titrate this little bit of validation. But the result is always terrible. But you keep going back.
Huh.
I don't know what it is. It's like it's a special circle of hell.
I think, for me, there's something about, and there is this generational thing that's happening, right? Where like we are of the generation that did not come up with social media, and frankly, I think just gets fucking duped by it.
We're cautionary tales.
We are, because the boomers are like that on Facebook and with like texts from politicians, right? They're like, oh my God, I donated $10. It's like, no, you did a reoccurring donation of $50 a month, Aunt Myrna. Like, get your shit together. Oh, maybe not Myrna.
No, Mina.
Oh!
Mina.
Phew. But I do think there's something where I'm like, I don't know if the generations coming up are going to waste their time like that on the apps.
Well, I think from what I've been hearing in the aggregate, right? Because
of course.
It's always all over the place. I hear that the youths today are spending a lot more time like saving money, concerned about their mental health, pulling back from smartphone addiction. Like they're trying to learn the lessons from the generational trauma. You know what I mean?
And we hate that.
Well, it really makes it hard for us to judge the generations after us, which is a time-honored tradition. Like, you get this age and you look at yourself in the mirror and you see the Reaper, and like the only thing that makes it better is being able to like point and judge the youngins, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So really, they've stolen that from us.
I don't think so. I can still judge.
In case this isn't obvious, this is all a bit. So just
hot bit. I can still judge. I feel good about it.
We do judge.
Yeah, hard.
I mean, look at how we're dressed. I'm dressed like a 1960s librarian. Of course I'm going to judge.
And I'm dressed like a mob wife, which is goals. I did not mean to be dressed like this tonight.
And cheers to you. That was a nice little ding. Ooh. Nice little ding ding. So, third dates. If you can make it to a third date, you've already had to...
Oh, slog.
Yeah, through a minefield.
Oh my God.
It's a mixed metaphor.
Worst
the mines are in a swamp, and you are just...
Worst thing you've heard on a date.
Mm-hmm. On any date?
No. It's good. Wait, there's a premise. Worst thing you've heard on a date, and then been like, I will go out with you again.
Oh, I've got one.
The worst thing. Or one of the things.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it was a few things in quick succession. But
Love that.
I met this guy, freshman year of college.
No notes.
Were
you drinking Parrot Bay?
No, wasn't really drinking a lot at that point.
Wasn't your Parrot Bay and Coke phase?
Maybe it was, but it didn't enter into the picture because this person was so unhealthy that it was just like that. Wasn't even thinking about that. So we connected in like a student group, and then it was like, hey, want to come back to my place and cuddle? And I thought he was like the hottest person that had ever been interested in me. So, and my standards were really low. They were down there. So like, I didn't have a good sense of boundaries or like, self-worth. So we were cuddling, but he didn't want to kiss because like I had like a pimple or something near to my mouth, and he was like, well, you're gonna have to get tested before we kiss. And then I had these little like postcards I had taped on my wall because I was in an undergrad, and he was like, yeah, those are tacky, you need to take those down. So commented on my decor.
What?
Called me dirty and diseased.
Yes. I love that commented on your decor is number one.
That's number one. And then the third thing was...
He probably had like a Fight Club poster. Anyways, keep going.
He also had a complex about IQ tests in his family. He said his whole family took IQ tests and he scored the lowest.
Love that that's super healthy.
He didn't think that women should be in the military. And he drank with his medication that he knew he was not supposed to mix with alcohol.
Wow. And you were like, I'm going to see him again.
And I saw him at least 3 more times.
Of course. Of course.
We never did anything. But we awkwardly cuddled and did not kiss for all of those dates.
I love that for you.
I don't.
I love that.
It was horrible.
That's the thing. Oh my God, there was this woman. Oh my God, what was her name? Fuck, I blocked her name out, which is great for me. So anyways, my dad, shouts to my dad, super fan of me and being gay. And he was like, he coached women's rowing like my entire life. Mm-hmm. And then he retired from that and he started coaching roller derby in Buffalo, New York.
Really?
Yeah, he was his rugby name was Hatchet Man. He's so cute. And they gave him a rugby name. And he was like, I have a young gay daughter who's just coming out, and y'all are dykes. And I was like, I love my dad. That's the exact quote. So he like,
okay,
come out and like meet all these women, and you will find a woman to date because statistics.
Yeah.
Anyways, so through this roller derby group, I met a tangential individual who was in NA and was like freshly in NA. So freshly in Narcotics Anonymous.
Yeah.
When you should not be dating.
Right, right.
So much so that she was living in a sober living house with recent addicts.
Oh.
Okay? So we go on a date. We go on a date.
And you were like, meet you at your place.
Right. And at this point, I've had like 3 Coronitas, maybe, in my life. Like, just not my world of substance abuse. And I feel very fortunate and lucky that that was not my world. But we go on a date in Niagara Falls, New York. Scenic. If you've ever been to Niagara Falls, New York, it is a shit box. And we get like hot dogs and milkshakes or something at Mississippi Muds. And we go back to her, and I'm like, oh, let's go back to your house. And she's like, I think I'm good. And I'm like, no, it's fine.
I think I'm good.
So we go back to her house, and her housemates are there, right, in this, like, sober living facility, right? And they're all, like, middle-aged men. Because it's a range, right?
So
when you're in recovery.
This is giving super safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone is eating ice cream. And I don't know if you know anything about recovery and addiction, but, like, oftentimes addictions are, like, replaced with others. So, like, they'll talk a lot of times about, like, sugar as, like, which is fine, by the way. Go team. Like, ice cream is better than heroin. I'm for it.
Yes, yes.
But they're all, like, these, like, 4 grown-ass middle-aged men eating ice cream, watching some horrific vampire movie. And I'm terrified of slasher films. I hate all that shit. So she's like, hey, we're all, like, watching a movie. And I'm like, I love horror movies! Like, I'm fucking terrified. So we watch this movie, and I'm just, like, sitting there, and they're like, do you want ice cream? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, we just had milkshakes. But, like, she's eating because she's just, like...
Yeah, yeah.
It's the... There's just so much subtext going on. Anyways.
Right.
So the movie ends, and it was that Quentin Tarantino movie with Salma Hayek as the stripper.
Oh, I don't know, like, Tarantino that well.
Okay, like Night of the Damned or something, and it was just like super gory, and I was terrified. And we go, and I was like, hey, let's go to your room. She collected 2 things. Precious Moments figurines.
Oh, that is the ultimate red flag.
Precious Moments figurines.
That is the ultimate red flag.
And ceremonial daggers.
That together is some new special kind of red flag.
So there's nothing in this room. There's like a shitty JCPenney duvet. Like, nothing, you know, whatever.
Nothing to sleep on, but lots of things to kill you with in your sleep.
And like, these creepy Precious Moment eyes. You know, the like teardrop eyes, and they're like praying, and they're like pouring water down a wishing well, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to stay, yeah. Let's fuck around. And she's like, you need to go.
Even she knew.
She knew, and I left, and I was like, I had a great time. Oh, she's like, yeah, I'm not going to see you again.
Precious Moments figurines. What was the story behind that? Like, what?
No, I didn't ask.
What led her to that? I just, like, that's going to keep me up at night.
To survive a teenage heroin addiction, which was her drug of choice.
Wow.
Amazing. No notes.
Also very expensive. Both of those.
Extremely expensive.
Heroin and Precious Moment and ceremonial daggers.
I mean, if we're going to be
honest. As someone who has a couple, they're pretty expensive.
I didn't ask a lot about where the finances were coming from for the heroin, the Precious Moments, or the ceremonial daggers. All I know is my taste has vastly improved. Likewise.
I support your journey. Yeah, likewise. Oh, we need another one. These cheers are just us.
They are great.
Celebrating still being alive. You know? So here's where I'm at. I'm curious about, I'll go first. I'm curious about, like, what are the things that you...
Miss you.
Aw. Love you.
That's the thumbnail.
This is just the raw, unvarnished friendship that you get, like, live on the dish. So I'm curious, like, what are you doing and not doing for a third date? And, like, for example, I will shave for a third date.
Oh, I'll shave for a first date. It's a mental thing.
That's true. That's true.
You know? You
but
gotta
I
get
mean,
in the
like,
zone. You gotta get sexy.
I'll shave because you never know. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're right. I'll shave for any date just because it's just for me.
Yeah. But then now that you're shaving for other third parties.
Yeah, just in case. It's just a little insurance policy for myself.
Yeah.
In case, like, oh, maybe. I don't know.
I'll adjust kind of my, like, intake, right? Like, so if we're out and it's the first or second date, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then third date, I'm kind of like, okay, let me keep my wits about me. Maybe I'll, like, do wine and not a cocktail to just be like, okay, let me just...
Yeah.
Because I just want to be, like, I'm more comfortable on a third date, but I also want to be a little more aware.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Where I'm like, okay, and, like, usually I've, like, texted a couple people to
Yeah.
just be like, what do I do?
You, yeah.
You.
We've texted each other.
I know, I still get nervous.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Because I look
I think
amazing,
it's sensible.
and you look amazing. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's just this, like, there is this edge, you know what I mean?
I mean,
still to this day,
let's
like,
be honest, people can't control themselves around it.
yeah, girl, there's butterfly brooches everywhere, just butterflies.
Butterfly brooch, that's right. So, like, I will shave, but I will not pack an overnight bag.
See, this is where we differ.
Oh.
Girl, I pack an overnight bag on the first date. I am a queer woman, girl. First of all, the logistics.
Girl. Well, you know what?
A lot of logistics.
That's true. And maybe, like...
And you don't like sleepovers.
Oh, I really don't.
You don't. I love a sleepover.
Okay. All right.
So that's the difference.
So now we've come back into...
Which, is so interesting because people are always like... There's always, like, straight men who meet us. We're always like, oh, you guys probably... You know what I mean? I'm like, we are so incompatible.
Yeah, I think it's people who haven't, like, talked to us met us or talked to us for any amount of time.
Well, it's also, like, straight men who just, like, fucking...
Because I think our energy is so platonic. If you see us interact.
Yes.
Like, you would have to be...
Delulu.
Like, sorry about it, but the densest straight man.
Yeah, which you're out there. You're out in these streets.
Yeah, who just assumes that, like, girlfriends mean you're constantly in silk pajamas, like, hitting each other with pillows.
Which we did do.
we have done, to be fair.
Like, unrelevant.
But not between the pages of, like, Maxim magazine. You know what I mean?
I do think there's something
that's different
around... First of all, our pillow fights were you, me, and my dead bulldog, Penny. So it was a threesome all the time. Penny,
she had a hard time holding that pillow.
She did. She really had a struggle. But I was in the Uber on my way to the Fort Lauderdale airport yesterday. Mm-hmm. And, because I'm obviously in Columbus with you, girl. And the Uber driver was chatty, and my partner decided to engage him in chatting and then tap out.
Oh, no.
And it's a 50-minute drive.
Yeah, so she's like, your problem now.
Yeah, so about 20 minutes in, I have texted her, by the way, that he's terrible. And she's like, I don't think he's that bad. She taps the fuck out, which just out there, do not do that. So now I'm like, ah!
Yeah, all right.
So I see the airport.
Trying to fill silence.
I'm like, okay, we're in the 10-minute mark. And he's like, oh, I hope you're not one of those people who's like into stones.
As in crystals?
As in crystals. Okay. So then I said, fuck it, we got 10 minutes, 8 minutes. And I'm like, you mean crystals, Gary? And it's Gary. And he's like, yeah, astronomy and shit. I was like, well, that's where you're wrong.
Oh.
It is astrology and it is crystals. And let me tell you what, I love crystals. And I just
let me tell you about the Hubble telescope.
Yeah, I'm like, fucking, let's go.
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm like, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure out there for these men, Gary, to like crystals. Crystal pressure. Which is also a great porn star name. He's like dying laughing.
Yeah,
Crystal
no.
Pressure.
Of course, you are because you are lovely and also a comedian and also just an intelligent conversationalist.
But I'm just. But this
you're
point
doing
now,
all of
I'm
this free labor.
I'm just fucking around. So this motherfucker turns around. He is driving. It's self-driving Tesla, but still. And we normally reject Teslas, but time was tight.
Yeah.
And he goes.
But we can't filter for that
yeah,
in the app. So.
And he goes, you're actually pretty witty. And, like, we get to the airport. So then he's like, and we move on, we part. We get dropped off. And Natalie's like, oh my God, like, it's so funny that he said that to you. Mm-hmm. Like, are you used to that? And what is that? And I was like, it's so deeply rooted in misogyny.
Yeah, it is.
Because I am not a person to this person.
Right.
And he's like, you're fucking fun. And it's like, it's not a compliment. He has never humanized a woman.
Right. It's like calling a black person well-spoken.
Yeah, it was just like this, like, and I'm like,
I've gotten this too, like as I don't know what it was. Was it the woman part, the trans part, the performer part? I don't know.
Treat yourself to all three.
Yeah. It's just a carousel of prejudice.
It's a banana split.
It's a lazy
bias.
Susan because it's lazy. Yeah, there we go. If there's one thing we love as suburban white women, it's a lazy Susan.
I am too! Anyway.
A rotating wine caddy. Anyway, so I was emailing, like, I was in negotiations about my rate to perform with a, like, you know,
we must negotiate
with a venue. And when I saw this guy, because of course it was a guy, when I saw this guy
my lip is like...
the next time in person, he was like, you know what's really great about you? Like, you know, you're a really great performer, but you're just, like, so professional in email. And I was like, what did you expect?
Just kids.
I was like, what were you expecting? You know what I mean? It's just that it just makes you a little annoyed.
It does make you annoyed. You know what I love? One of my favorite things when I started doing comedy and started actually making money doing it was how amazing... I got this reputation. Well, not with everyone, but with a certain subset of producers that I cost too much money. Mm-hmm. And here was the thing. I asked for the amount I was worth. Mm-hmm. And I always compromised, right? Because it's like, oh, this is what I'm worth. This is my rate for this number of minutes.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, well, we have this. I'd be like, okay. Then this is what I expect, because I would never want you... First of all, we all know you're taking a bigger cut for all the performers, so you'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Second of all, okay, I'll counter. I'm not... Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of the time, I would come back and earn max 20% over my asking. Mm. Right? I mean, very rarely would I make... You know, but sometimes you'd give it, and they'd give it to you.
Right.
So it was like...
So why would you not do that?
Why would you not do that? And it was so interesting because I was having this conversation with another comedian who was a woman, so we were specifically having this discussion, and we both had a show. We headlined for a national... we opened for a national headliner. She went, I went, the headliner went. So I was the feature. And she was so afraid to ask the bar owner for her pay, which she knew she was going to get.
Like what they had already agreed upon? Wow.
She didn't want to go ask him. And I was like, what? I'll go with you. Whatever. Mm-hmm. But the bar owner got uncomfortable. The club owner got uncomfortable because of the difference in pay. Because I had negotiated.
Oh.
So much higher. Now, she was the host and the first opener, so whatever. But it was such a difference. I mean, there was a comma in the difference.
Oh, wow.
And it was just this moment. And we talked after, and I was like, look, like... Let's have a conversation. How did this go for you? And she's like, they gave me a rate and I took it.
Yeah.
I said, you cannot do that. Yeah. Especially with bigger venues or venues that you know. And again, there may be a comedian that comes through there and they go, well, we can't afford her. Have the conversation where you're always open to the discussion.
Yeah.
But it was just this amazing moment. And I remember some performer was like, oh yeah, I've heard your reputation that like, you know, we don't book you because we can't afford you. And I was like, cool. Honestly, great. I don't want to deal with that.
My opinion is that's not a bad reputation.
Exactly. I was like, but at first, you know, you're caught off guard.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I've gone through that too. And we're not going to get, sorry kids, we're not going to get into numbers, but you can message me after this if you got questions and I might not tell you, but no, but it's like, you know, there's a very low bar for like stage performance.
Which is
in
insane.
most places.
Because it's so much work.
And, you know, my advice to people is always build your reputation first, right? Like, get outside of your own city as much as you can. And if you're like in your first year, first 2 years, you're going to have to take some more bookings just so that you can like...
Exposure
get
and
the
time.
Experience and you can like, people know. Like, people know you.
Tassel time.
That there is some value in exposure in that people, at least you're a known quantity. And then after you get to that point, you say, here's my standard rate. You keep it the same all the time.
Yep.
And if someone doesn't even give you a response, because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
If you say this is my rate and they don't even respond to you, that tells you a lot about what you're going to get from that professional relationship.
Standard. Love that. Double it in Pride Month if you're queer.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because guess what? No one hires us in July. They only want us in June.
Supply and demand. That's it.
And plan all your vacays for July. Well, girl, I really think we dove into third dates.
I think we did too. I think we we waited. We waited with a D. We waited into third base.
Oh, yes, we did wait.
Yeah.
I was like, we waited.
Because, as is our wont on the dish, we pick a topic and then we talk about whatever the hell we want. So.
We surely do. And if you have a topic you don't want us to cover, feel free to slide into our DMs and share it, and we'll hit it for about 14 seconds.
We're actually very susceptible to reverse psychology.
It's true. So say, I don't want you to cover this.
And you might be surprised.
Maybe we'll cover fourth dates next time.
Ooh.
That's disrespectful. Love you all individually and collectively, and love you, girl.
Oh, I love you too. We're going to go hang out off the record, so...
And we're going to talk about our performer race. Bye.
Yeah. See you later.